this is rhythm exercise group number 7. This is the Brazilian groove. This is kind of the sequel to the debone rhythm. Obviously, it's going to be drawing upon rhythms from another culture, but this is all still part of the African diaspora. So we're going to do another 4-part rhythm. So it has shaker, bell, a high drum, small drum, and a low drum or a big drum. And so what I'm going to do now is just break down the parts for the general machinery of the groove in this video, and then in a separate one I'm going to do one where we talk about how to start and how to stop and some specialty moments in the groove. So we're going to start with the names of the rhythms, just to get a little bit more in depth about things. So the shaker, as some of you already know, the Brazilian shaker can be called ganza, right? And a barrel shaker, in this case, it has 2 kind of compartments, but in any case, the ones that you hold like this, right? Those, especially the metal ones, are the ones where this is based off of. And so we're going to start with getting the grains going in this shaker like this. So anybody who's playing a shaker, I want you to just play this and continue to play it as long as you hear the shaker rhythm, right? This is the way you get practice, right? Just get some reps in. So we have the loop going a little bit here. I'll turn it up just slightly. There we go. All right, so no, those are the grains, and you can hear there are groups of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Or, if you remember our grouping syllables, taka-dina, 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 right? And if you want to kind of mark time with those accents as you do this, that'd be a good idea. And actually, if you look over at exercise number 55, what we're actually going to do first is put our feet to this pulse, right, the shaker rhythm, and then we're going to play the second rhythm that you see in number 54. So I'm going between 54 and 55 right now in your book. And the second rhythm is called clave. Right? Clave, we're borrowing it from the Afro-Cuban terminology, even though this is Brazilian and Cuban, Brazilian music, they have, different roots. Some of it is common from Africa, but some of it is obviously indigenous to the actual area they're from. But anyway, the term clave basically is a key. It's a way to unlock a mystery, or riddle, right? So we're going to do a clave rhythm on this bell here, and I want you to play it on your instrument, right? So the shakers are still going like that, and then you're going to play this clave rhythm, the key rhythm. And if you look over at number 55, that should be a familiar set of groupings for you. So it's 3, 3, 4, 3, 3, right? So here's what I want you to do. I want you to just keep your feet going here. Keep something on the beat. And what we're going to do is we're going to add on a note at a time so we get comfortable playing this clave, this kind of custom rhythm for this music against the general pulse. So we're going to start with just the first 2 notes of the clave. We're going to go like this. Ready? And ready, and taki-na-ta. Ready, and taki-na-ta. Make sure you're still moving your feet. Keep the beat. Taki-na-ta. And we're going to add one more. And taki-na-taki-na-ta. 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 Now we're going to add the square. Taki-na-taki-na-taka-dina-ta. 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 takina, takina, takadina, ta. Add a triangle. Takina, takina, takadina, takina, ta. Takina, takina, takadina, takina, takina. Takina, taki, takadina, takina, takina. Got a little technical moment there, right? So I'm going to undo that. Good times. Let me fix it. Takina, takadina, takina, takina. That's where our beat is. And if we wanted to add more of a Brazilian bell sound, we have a-go-go over here. Okay, so now we have the kind of the main clockwork of the groove going on. And now we're going to add the next rhythm, which is called Mozambique. Right? That's one reason way that you can call this rhythm. And we're going to play it on the small drum over here. We're going to play it on the conga, right? But any of the small drums, you would end up playing it like this. And I'm going to build the rhythm. This is just all tone strokes right now. Nothing special like that for the time being. Right? So we're building up the mechanics. We're going to start with 4 notes. Ready? And. Ready? Go. So if you play a small drum, this is your rhythm. If you're playing a large drum, this is not your rhythm. I'm going to add a couple notes. One, 2, 1, 1, 2. You can pair them like that. 1, 2, 1, 2. As I do this, and I'm going to put it in the loop in a second, but as I add this in, I want you to notice that this rhythm, the Mozambique rhythm, kind of bobs and weaves with the clave rhythm. So sometimes it lines up, it cooperates, and sometimes it kind of argues against the rhythm. And that's one of the things that makes it kind of interesting to listen to, especially as it gets faster. So here we go. I'm going to put this in the loop. So listen to how that lines up. a little bit of independence on your part, and then you link up with it. So it's on your own with, on your own with. So listen for that. Again, let's do it a little faster this time. And it's really important that all those grains, that you're aware of how they're going by and how your individual rhythms line up with them. Now, if you're a shaker, easy. You just play all of them. And you rely on a little bit of momentum, and that'll, as long as you don't space out too much, you're in pretty good shape. If you do space out, you can ruin everything, right? So you do have to make sure that you're paying attention. So the next thing to do, if you're not the shaker though, and this is, if you look on the first page of this rhythm exercise group, the little thing that says connecting the dots, right? The vertical lines in this score sample here, right? So the one in 54, and then the one on the next page where it has everything removed except for just the dots to show you how the grains line up with each other. They show you how the rhythms coincide and fall between each other. And what I want you to do, if you haven't been able to do so far, go back and listen to things and see if you can place how the bell interacts with Mozambique, or the clave interacts with Mozambique. Those terms for this circumstance are going to be used interchangeably because the bell instrument is playing a bell rhythm, which in this case is we're calling clave, right? But bell is more general, clave is specific to this, okay? And this, how the notes do and don't line up is one of the things that makes it catchy, because if everything agrees with the same rhythm, it is boring, right? There has to be a little bit of suspense, rhythmically speaking. And when you end up creating your own rhythms, you're going to get to experiment with this, like creating a little bit of tension and release with the composition and the interaction of these things. It's kind of like a chemical mixture. Real quick, if you notice, the order, I don't know if you picked up on this yet, if you haven't, the order of the way things are written here, as well as the way they were written in debone and the way they're going to be written for the other grooves that we're going to be doing later, it's actually an order called score order, and it's roughly high going to low. So the shaker is considered like the highest instrument. I mean, you're holding it high, I guess that helps too, but like in terms of like the frequency of it, it's up here, and then we have our surdo. Obviously, it's our lowest instruments, and then the other two instruments kind of fall in between sonically. So score order with percussion is sometimes a little bit hard to figure out because, well, what is the pitch of this instrument exactly? So you kind of have to approximate it. When we get into other instruments like, brass instruments, wind instruments, it's a little easier to figure that out because you can hear one note is higher than another note.
It's 12 o'clock.
So in this case, it's a little bit more of an abstract sort of thing. Let's try it a little bit faster, and I'm going to scratch that loop, and we're going to go at it a little bit faster now. And I just want to see if you guys can build things up. So we'll start with the grains. 1, 2, 3, and. Takadina, 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 takadina. So don't lose sight of where this is. And then here is the next rhythm. Takina, takina, takadina, takina, takina. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. Right? Requires making sure that you never let go of where the time is. Right? Let's add in surdo next. 1, 2, 3. That same surdo rhythm on the djembe, which is what you guys are going to be doing. 2, ready, and. And here is the Mozambique rhythm. 1, 2, you're thinking taquina, taquina, tacadina, taquina, taquina. That's where the rhythm is. Everybody back in. 1, 2, ready and go. And. All right, bell players, here's your solo. 1, 2, ready and go. And. 1, 2, everybody back in. This rhythm is easy to get lost on, so don't lose track of where the first note is. Bum. Bum. 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom. It's 5 notes. All right. Mozambique, here we go. 1, 2, Mozambique solo. Everybody back in. And here comes the Surdo solo. Boom. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Remember the 2 is heavy. Here we go. 1, 2, and ready and go and. Everybody back in. Ready and go. Now, I want you to keep playing your rhythm, and I'm going to play a little bit of an improvisation, and I want to see if you guys can keep your bearings and not get pulled off course. That's the goal. So you got a whole bunch of teammates repping right now, looping. I'm just going to use the djembe here. So, Brazilian groove, this is part 1. Next video, we're going to go over how to start and stop and how to put a little bit of a solo in there. Enjoy. I'll catch you there.